Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, the Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Let's see how long before I screw up her name again. At least I did it right this time. Alright. You're right. Well, that's not shocking. You're right out there with what you're thinking and feeling. You're not really pulling any punches about anything. But the energy around you is a little bit shifty. I also feel like the people that this is going to hit with, you're like, yeah, I know. Like, you're not at all shocked. This is somebody who I feel like has been in your life for quite a while. I just feel like they kind of float around. And every now and then they're more prominent than other times. Because you got the Six of Swords with the invisibility. And it's kind of like, especially with Aries, you're invisible when you want to be invisible. When you're like, I don't care about that. If you don't want to deal with it, you step out. I used to know a person like this who would like, they could be around a lot, you could see them a lot, but once they kind of like, they just kind of feel like they've been depleted or their emotional battery is running low, they'll just kind of step out of things for a month or two, kind of like you won't see them hardly at all, just because they just need some downtime. And they're just like, I've had enough and I want to be invisible, I'm going to be invisible. And that's what I'm feeling for you right now for Aries. Kind of like, I wanted to time out, I wanted to get out of this for a while, I didn't want to deal with it, I got out of it. I just didn't participate in this or that just because emotionally I didn't want to. And because I didn't want to, I didn't. I think it's good. I think that's really good. When you know you're at your limit and you need to step away for a while and that's what you want to do, Aries doesn't seem to have a problem doing that. Like, hey, I'm out for a while. So there was a period, this comes in at the end of one of those periods. I think that's normal for Aries. Let me know in the comments, but I think every now and then you just need a time out. You've decided you need to break, and you just step away from certain people, and that's what happens. What ends this is not bad. The underworld, the eternal love, the Seven of Pentacles. But I'm noticing only, like, the Seven of Pentacles is covering one of the skeletons, so I feel like somebody needs help. Somebody needs your help. This is not new. Especially with that Seven of Pentacles. It's kind of like, yeah, that's Tuesday. I feel like, oh yeah, well, yeah. I almost feel like this might be a person that they kind of rotate through people. Like somebody's always seeming to help them. And it's kind of like your turn is coming up to bat. They're also very cautious about approaching you, because typically with Aries energy, you'll help, but it's got to be worth it, and you're not gonna sugarcoat anything. Kind of like, I'll help, but you're gonna also help yourself at the same time. Kind of like if somebody needs your help getting their finances in order, you'll help them figure it out, and you'll help them get a system together, but you're gonna make them stay on it. You're like, I'll help you get it set up, and then you're gonna maintain it, and I'll help you keep those things in check, but I'm gonna like, you need to do that. I'm not gonna hold your money for you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna like do this safeguard, like you have to ask me before you need. No, you're gonna have to learn these safeguards yourself. If you need to be displaced from your money so you don't spend it, I'll help you get a system to do that, but I'm not holding your money for you. I'm not doing that. I don't know why we're going down the money road, but I feel maybe it's the pentacle energy. I don't know. But somebody needs your help. It could be just where they need something fixed, or they need a ride somewhere, or like, maybe circumstances have changed and they need a place to live for a while. If it's that, it's kind of like, well, we'll do that, but, one hand washes the other. How are we going to make sure this works out? Like, if they can't pay rent, that's fine, but they're going to have to do, like, make sure that you keep up on keeping things clean. You're going to help me do this and help me do that to keep this house nice. So, like, you have to participate like everybody else if you're going to stay here rent-free. Kind of like that type of thing. Like, it's not just a free ride. I don't really feel like Aries gives free rides very often. I could be wrong, but I don't think they really do that. So when it comes in, You're setting up the terms. All right, you need my help, yeah. And I feel like you're in the back of your head. They're like, "What else is new? You always need help, dude." But like always, dude, you're always needing help. So you're like, okay, my turn. I'll help you. You're setting up the rules and parameters, and there might even be like a time limit. Like I'll help you for the next 3 months, but then you're gonna need somebody else. So that might happen here. Kind of like you're gonna put it like on a time limit. Like I'm only gonna do this for so long because after 3 months, I might be still giving you a ride, but on one of these turns, I might kick you out of the side of the car on the way by. So just saying, if I get sick of you, that's not good. So we want to like set up that time limit. You might want to set up a time limit too, depending on what it is. I don't know. That might be an idea for some of you, because I feel like especially if you have to come around and every now and then you end up helping this person anyway, you might want to set that up right in the beginning as part of your terms. I'll help you for the next 3 months, but when those 3 months are up, you're going to need to find somebody else. Just that way you can keep your sanity and you don't have to get stressed about, okay, this is going on too long, now what? That way it's preemptively like, all right, I'm almost at the 3 month mark, I'll make it, but when that 3 months is here, we're done. The Sun card is telling me this is going fine. You don't seem to be upset about it at all. Kind of like, yep, my turn, whatever, I'll do it. And you're dedicated to that. You're serious about that. You got Midnight, Skull of Flowers. I like the Skull of Flowers. You got the Six of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. This is not new. I said this already once. I saw it with the Seven of Pentacles, but when I'm seeing the Six of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles here, you're dedicated to it. You're going to do what you say. That's not shocking for Aries. Like, you do what you say. It's just, it'd be very rare for Aries to say they're going to do something and not uphold to it. It'd be very rare. So the fact that you're saying you're going to do it and you'll uphold to it, I'm not shocked at all. But at the same point, they're saying, make sure you set up this plan knowing that history will repeat itself. And I feel like you already know that. Whatever that means. Like this, it feels like you're helping somebody who perpetually needs help. So you're like, you're going to do it. You got to keep the history of this in mind. You've got the Skull of Flowers with the Midnight. Kind of like, all right, I'm going into this. I'm not guaranteed this is going to work out the way I want it to, but I'm doing the best with what I need to do. I am helping. For a lot of you, if you hadn't set up a time limit, I really think you want to. I really think if you can do that, if that's feasible, you want to set up a time limit. That will make this a lot better for you. Because I'm getting that Skull of Flowers with the Midnight, especially with that clock there, kind of like, I almost feel like that's advice. Like, keep in mind, you can't do this perpetually and be happy. I just don't feel like you can do this like year after year and be like, okay, that's cool. I don't think you'll make it through a full year doing this, quite frankly, whatever it is. Whatever it is you're helping out, and you don't have a problem helping, but like, this can't be your life going forward. So keep that in mind. Okay. There will be controversies here. What's starting the controversy? The graveyard and the moon. Whoever you're helping, they're going to go left at some point. Whatever it is, if there's a substance issue or something that causes them to have to need help, whatever the issue is where they need help every now and then, that's going to be an issue. That's going to come forward and be an issue. Whatever it is, a substance, turn of events, maybe they manage their money poorly, maybe they end up in relationships with people they shouldn't. Whatever it is, whoever you're helping, because there's a reason they need help, it's the reason they need help is coming back really strong with the moon card. And then this card coming in, the graveyard, it's kind of like, I feel like it looks worse than it is. Whatever it is, it looks worse than it is. It's hard to believe, but I feel like it looks worse than it is. When it comes to you and when they're having this moment with this some type of, whatever the reason is that they tend to need help, that's coming in very strong. But I'm getting that it looks worse than it is. It's causing a conflict between you and this person. And there's a lot of speculation about what's really going on here and what's really not. Because I don't think they're being quite on the level with you. It may be like omission, lying by omission. You know what I mean? Like they're just not telling you certain things. They're just not giving you certain aspects they should. So it's not like they're lying and telling you flat out lies to your face. But by not telling you something that affects the situation and they know that, that's still a version of a lie, lying by omission. You know what I mean? I think lying by omission is what's happening to most of you. And I'm getting, there's conflict here, and there's something isn't on point. Something is not coming in correctly, but I feel like at some point, the rest of the information has to come in. Lying by omission. I keep getting this. Lying by omission. Like, am I missing something with that? More has to come forward, because somebody is causing an issue here, and you're just not getting the details. You need the details. So I feel like this person knows better. We'll go that far with this. They know better than to lie to you. They know better. I'm not going to guarantee they won't, because I don't think that's rational. But they know better. Which makes me feel like if you start holding their feet to the fire about whatever the situation is, and you're like, listen, something's not adding up. Why did that happen? And they're telling you, and you're like, no, that doesn't sound right. What else? What else? What aren't you telling me? What else is going on in this that you're not telling me? Because I feel like there's more. Tell me the whole story. Don't be leaving out details, because if I find out later you left out details, that's going to be an issue. Now tell me why. It's almost kind of like somebody who constantly gets in bad relationships. Somebody from their past is showing up, and they're like, yeah, they showed up, and this happened, and that happened, and they showed up there too. Kind of like, well, what aren't you telling me? Like, what were you commenting on something of theirs online? Did you contact them? Did you tell somebody else that you missed them? Because did you tell somebody that, and then it got back to them through somebody else? Like, what did you do? Why are they showing up? Same thing, like if all of a sudden they're depleted of money, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I had this bill. Why did you have that bill? Where did that bill come from? Like, kind of like, you know, what happened? They're leaving something out. And I feel like at this point, if you press them for it, they know better than to lie to you. Again, I'm not guaranteeing they won't, but, like, they know better. Because you got the Lover's card coming in with the Queen of Cups. No, that is not the Queen. That is the Princess. They don't want you to really be disgusted with them. I feel like this is, again, why they won't lie to you. They know better. I really don't like saying they won't lie to you, but if they lie to you, and you realize they're lying or something like that, Aries doesn't do it. Aries doesn't do that. Like, no. If you feel like you can't trust this person, that's going to be an issue. That's going to change the whole flavor of this situation. So I feel like they should know better. Like, that doesn't fly, and that doesn't get forgotten. Aries doesn't forget that either. Once Aries realizes somebody's lying to them, they don't forget that, because that's a no. No. They don't tolerate liars very well. No. Oh, it makes me nervous. You might want to just remind them of that every now and then. Just maybe a little insurance, like, I don't tolerate lying, and you know that. So what's going on? Maybe if you want to use that also with the term of, like, I don't tolerate liars, and you know that. Plus, lying by omission is still lying. If you just by omitting something, that's still a lie. Lying by omission is still a lie. So you might want to reiterate both of those things, because it might kind of put a little heat under the collar, like, I probably should tell the Aries this. Yeah, you probably should. They probably should tell you something. And that's a weird moment. Because I'm getting, like, they have to come forward with the truth. When I'm getting this vampire energy, I'm feeling like you're seeing the truth of who they really are, and you're calling them out on it, and they have to tell you what's going on. Whatever they're hiding, they have to tell you, and they know it. I feel like in interest of staying on your good side, because again, they know better, they get on your bad side by lying to you, that's not going to go by, that's not going to be forgotten. I do feel like they're going to come forward with honesty with the King of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. They're not going to want you mad at them. They're not going to want to be on your bad side. Let's leave it at that. So they're going to tell you the truth. It's like, that's how they're going to stabilize the situation. Yeah, well, I did. Yeah. I mean, I went onto their Instagram, and I saw a couple posts, and I commented, and then they commented back, and then I talked to them a little bit. So, yeah, I did that. They're going to tell you the truth. Sooner or later, anyway. When this comes together with the cauldron, you're like, all right, let's think about that. Let's deal with this. You have the Joy card on your side with the King of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. When they're coming forward with the truth, I feel like you're changing the terms of whatever you're doing to help this person. And you're changing the terms. The joy is coming in because it's kind of like, all right, so how often do you do that? Like, I feel like you're highlighting to this person, like, yeah, that person's not good for you. Yeah, that person has no right to be nasty or mean to you. I agree with that. But not for nothing. If you already know that person's a piece of crap to you, stop. Like, like stop contacting them. Like, don't expect a better outcome. It's almost like saying this doesn't give the right for that person to be nasty to you. It does not, and it's not going to. But in the same turn, let's not go asking for it at the same time. Which I know that's kind of weird, but I really feel like that's the best way I can put it. Kind of like, yeah, that person does not get the right to treat you badly. I completely agree with that. They don't get the right for that. But you already know that they're nasty. You already know that they're rotten to you. Stop going towards them expecting something better. Stop doing that. And I feel like you're going to have a very pointed conversation with that. Kind of like, I can't just sit here and be like, yeah, they had no right to treat you that way. In the same token, you're searching them out. Stop searching them out. Don't go to a bee's nest and shake it and think that's going to be okay. Do you deserve to get 10 stings on your face? I wouldn't say that, but if you go and shake that bee's nest, what are you expecting to happen? I feel like you're having one of those conversations. Yeah, because you're trying to help them figure out a better way. I feel like this is helping you. I think that's why the joy is actually here. Not because you're like elated, but it's kind of like, let's look at the behavior you're contributing to this to make this so bad for you. Because this actually gives a spot to like, hey, instead of just sitting here thinking you're subjective to the outcome, let's look at what you're contributing and see if we can change that so that you don't have to deal with this anymore. It's good. Like, I don't like I understand victim blaming is a bad thing, and I don't think you're doing that. But I feel like it's kind of like saying, okay, true, you don't deserve to be treated that way. Completely agree, but let's not go towards something that's going to obviously treat you like that. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm like, you don't want to walk through a bad part of town knowing that there's murderers and rapists. You don't want to walk through there, looking great. You have the right to look great, but if you know that there's nasty people there that are just looking for the next victim, I wouldn't, like, if I care about somebody, I wouldn't be like, yeah, go ahead, you have every right to walk down that street that way. You should look great. Looking great is wonderful. There's nothing, and somebody can look completely fine and look good, but you still wouldn't be like, I love you, good luck. You'd be like, I love you, please don't go there. You don't deserve that treatment. I agree, you do not deserve negative treatment, but I don't want you subject to harm. Like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, go ahead. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because I know that's very dodgy for some people. People get very upset with that, but the truth is, like, I have people I care about in my life, and sometimes they wear risque clothing, and I'm like, there shouldn't be any problem with that. But in the same token, I wouldn't go to a bad place of town in the middle of the night and just be like, okay, I'll just drop you off, good luck. I would feel really bad and really nervous about that, because I don't want anything bad to happen to them. Yes, you have every right to look great. You do. But at the same time, I just can't set you up for disaster. I just can't do it. And I feel like this is the type of conversation, because it's a little unnerving, kind of like, you have every right to look good. But, no, I don't want you getting hurt. So I think we just at least take some mace with you. Something. Something. All right. Hopefully that came across right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. And if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. The information's below as well. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.